Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, day before Christmas. My name is John Kolb. I am hosting the Hardcore podcast, uh, powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage, NMLS 2289. Brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I said that backwards. Harry will probably have me, but that's okay. With me, I've got our great panel, my colleagues for a long, long time. Miss Becky Alley, who is driving today on her way to an appointment because she is the woman to know. Hello, Becky. How are you doing today?
Hey, what is going on? I am being safe driving with my eyes on the road, but I didn't because you can't get good information out there, as you guys know. And it's a couple days before Christmas, and we got to let people know that if you're buying a house, don't buy the furniture before Christmas.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Also with us is Lisa Lawson. Hello, Lisa. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Good morning. Happy holidays.
And finally, but not least, Mr. Harvey Freed, host of the 97.1 FM Hardcore Mortgage Business and Real Estate Show, heard every Saturday morning from 9 to 10. Harvey, how are you doing today?
Good morning to the panel. Good morning, everybody out there. We're going to give some great information here, John. Of course, we're leading into next week. Is already going to be Christmas holiday season, and Monday's off. Monday's going to be a legal day. I just found out. I tried to set up a closing, and sure enough, we're going to do it Tuesday and said Monday's an official holiday here in the States.
Yes, yep. And you know what? Let's kick it off with Becky's idea because I think it's a great point, especially with this being the season of purchasing. If you are in the process of purchasing a home or refinancing a home or whatever, doing any type of mortgage financing, don't go out and get that fancy new car with the red ribbon on it that you're going to give to your wife or husband for Christmas before you've closed on the home. Because that kind of stuff, new purchases, big purchases like that can affect your ability to what you can borrow, and that can affect your ability to close on a loan. So Becky brought up a great point. Becky, you want to elaborate on a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's this is that time of year where everyone just naturally uses their credit cards. You're buying Christmas presents. As a buyer, you might be using your credit card a little bit more because you're trying to leave the money in your bank account alone because you're going to need that for closing. So in turn, if a couple of days before closing, if the balance goes up a little bit too high on your credit cards, we do get alerted of that because that ultimately does affect your overall ratios. So you need to make sure you're keeping that in mind. When you're out here, spending your money, and even if it's because this is the season, I called it the season of 0% interest, right? So people are going, on their looking for couches, financing it for 0%. 0%, you still have to calculate a payment. So just make sure you're reaching out to your loan officer and you're not making any large purchases if you are buying or refinancing. That's always a huge mistake all season, all year long, but even more so right about this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Number one thing is communication between your borrower and your loan officer. Make sure that you have that hard conversation on the front end. Make sure borrowers that you are communicating any needs and wants and wishes to us because we can advise the best way to get it done. We don't want you to miss out on those great 0% opportunities, but we also don't want you to do something that's going to hinder your ability to be able to close on your mortgage. So that is very, very important. Let's just kick over to Harvey. The Fed last week, they did bump interest rates 0.5% like predicted. Our interest rates stayed pretty stable because we knew that was already coming. It was built into the market. Mortgage applications, purchase applications have stayed flat week over week. So that's a good thing instead of declining in this normal time where purchases sometimes come down. And rentals have actually decreased for the 10th month in a row because rents are up over 3.5% for people trying to rent homes. Less and less people are getting out there to rent. That means more and more people are going to be joining the purchase market with us. What do you think on that, Bud?
Yeah, definitely. We talked about on the radio show, John, that there's this great little window of opportunity here where there's less competition. And all the statistics that we're showing, all the analysis that we're showing is showing a ton of buyers as younger families are coming together, getting married, families are coming together, and they're looking for the dream house. They're looking to start their American dream. And as we constantly are saying, the renters are just getting clobbered. Just got off the phone with the lady who's a past client. and she sold a while ago. She's been renting. There's bed bugs in the house. It's a disaster. Homeowners that have already had a taste of what it's like to be your own landlord, to build equity, all the advantage of home ownership, build your credit score up, have something that you're going to own free and clear one day. Those are all the positive things. And sure enough, anyone who's already owned and is getting a taste of renting now, it's top dollar. The houses are sorted on the nasty side. And this poor lady was talking about bed bugs. I don't know what they are, but that doesn't sound like anything.
Yucko.
Yeah, I mean, I think somehow we got to integrate bed bugs into "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" this year after Harvey's story.
Gross.
That's the first time I think we've ever talked about that on this podcast / radio. But hey, it's always a new topic. Lisa, let's talk about how people can get out there and still negotiate on purchases. How that is still, like Harvey started to allude to, how is still a thing, and how people are still able to get in, and it's almost helping the buyers out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And I think 2023 is really going to even be more important just for that aspect. I mean, especially for clients who are smart enough to get pre-approved in advance. I mean, we've got falling rates, we've got falling prices. Both of those together equates to major opportunities for buyers. So the sooner people get their ducks in a row, and that might mean as soon as Christmas is over, that week between Christmas and New Year's, call your loan officer, say, look, I really want to buy next year in 2023. What do I need to do? I hear there's opportunities coming, and there absolutely is. Take advantage of these dropping rates, take advantage of the, prices that are dropping. Both of those together mean a lot of our buyers are getting concessions, meaning the seller's paying closing costs, or sellers are making repairs that they want. I mean, these are all huge opportunities for buyers, but you got to make the call to get started so you can take advantage of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, when you're talking about falling prices, Lisa, you're not talking about tumbling prices. A lot of people are out there, right? We're talking about more of a stabilization.
Yeah, I mean, but like you'll see, houses will go on the market, for example, might be listed for $250 and it stays on the market for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden it's a price, I'm going to call it correction, but it is still a reduction, and maybe they drop the price to $239.9, 10 grand off, and then someone's making an offer at $235. So that maybe listed for $250, you're going to get it for $235, 15 grand. I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of the properties are slightly overpriced. They got all excited when homes were skyrocketing in value and they thought they were going to take part in the game, but they kind of joined a little too late. So we have some properties that are slightly overpriced, but it's still a huge opportunity to take part right now as a buyer.
Right. Well, and I think that, both Becky, I think you and I and Harvey, Lisa, we've all been part of some podcasts, some videos that we've been watching, how they are talking about right now is the time to buy, because you still can do some negotiating, where in the second half of 2023, or even maybe in the latter half of the first quarter of 2023, you're going to start to see some more bidding wars like you had in 2020 and 2021. What do you think about that, Becky? And I really hope that's not the case, because we take a lot of first-time home buyers out of the market. But what do you think that's a real possibility? What are you seeing from your real estate partners?
I actually just had that almost exact conversation like late last night with a real estate agent. I feel like right now is a perfect sweet spot for buyers right now and renters, because they're getting these new rent increase letters. They need to make a decision. So now it's pushing these buyers into the market that weren't there. But it's still technically a seller's market, if you look at the inventory. But you have, buyers right now, like Lisa was talking about, where you can get really good opportunities to get concessions, where a seller's going to pay some of your closing costs. You're not having to overpay for a home like you did a couple years ago. But we are going to see these rates come down in the second half of 2023, what I feel. And it's going to, I feel, also going to create another strong seller's market, because it's going to be a really long time till we're in a true balanced market because of the lack of inventory that's very prevalent.
Right. Yeah, it is definitely, there's a lot of talk about when rates are going to come down, but everybody is always in the same consensus that rates will come down in 2023 a little bit. Now, we're not talking that the rates are going to jump back down into the 2s or 3s. We're talking that they're going to correct themselves from the peaks that we saw a month, 2 ago, or still seeing a little bit. You're probably going to see some rates more along the lines of mid fives, high fives, low sixes. And that's really the standard. If you look at all the charts and graphs that are provided to us, that's really the standard out there of where things are. It's a good market for everybody. Harvey, let's
I wanted to say something else. And so, into that point, this is why it's not worth it for a buyer to wait, because we know it's going to be a strong seller's market, in the first quarter. So that's why you secure the property now and then allow yourself the opportunity to refinance at your leisure when these rates do come down.
Yep, absolutely. Harvey, we got some nasty weather possibly coming in. We got to make sure that people are traveling safe. All those people out there on the road looking at new houses each and every day over this long weekend. You got to make sure that they'll be traveling safe. What big plans do you have, and what are your borrowers doing over the holiday weekend to capture these homes that are for sale?
It's funny, John, you say that, because I do have like about a handful of buyers, and some of them are definitely going to wait till they finish their tax returns. I had a couple situations where the buyers need to complete their tax returns. They're newly self-employed, things of that nature. But we do see a good amount of buyers really ready to start the new year and get into one of these homes right away. Definitely. And then sort of going back to where these rates are, 2019, pretty much the interest rates before the pandemic kicked in was about 4.5 to 5.5. So, we talk about where these rates going. We think that more of a stable market would be somewhere in that ballpark, 4.5 to 5.5 interest rates, looking forward to 2023. And then in 2024, that's the election year. So as Becky's alluding to, and as we keep telling folks, you get into that house. That's the issue out there, is the lack of inventory is really going to be the problem for a lot of families trying to get into these starter homes. And also, we're seeing a lot of our investing friends who love real estate. They all want to buy another rental property. So you'll be fighting with those folks also to get into the house. And then last but not least, John, as we talk about interest rates, debt consolidation is always something that's pretty popular after the holidays. So anyone out there, definitely, if you're going to overspend, make sure you understand how much equity you can work with in your house. We don't want to strip the house of all the equity. We hate to see clients who just put 5 or 10% down, go and get a home equity loan, and they take that equity right out, and then they handcuff themselves for several years. So again, smart money, call your loan officer, call us here at Capital Mortgage. The experience really matters. It really, really does.
Absolutely. Lisa, you want to finish up with a couple thoughts?
Yeah, I think dealing with experts who are going to look at the entire picture, and like Harvey was saying about, sometimes taking out the equity leaves people a little bit strapped, making sure that we are making the best decisions as a collective, that we're giving you all the options that you have, and really looking towards your future, because sometimes what might work right now for the next 6 to 12 months isn't really best for your long-term 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10-year plan. So, dealing with people who are professionals that take the time to come up and formulate the plan, really listen to you, of what your goals are, not only right immediately, but maybe in 5 years, 10 years, I think makes all the difference in the world. And that's what all of us here do at Capital Mortgage Funding.
Absolutely. Great thoughts. Becky, you want to wrap some stuff up?
I hope everyone has an amazing Christmas. And if you want to own your own home, you want to refinance your home, you want to buy an investment property, whatever your goal is, you need to start the conversation. Just have the conversation, write down what your goals are, and let us help you accomplish them, whether that's today, tomorrow, or your 5-year plan. The sooner you start the conversations, the more at ease you're going to be, and the more better prepared you're going to have in that experience of setting yourself up for success. We are here. We all love to accomplish our goals. We have our own goals ourselves. And that's why we take a lot of pride in helping other people achieve those things on their list to check off every year. So keep it here always, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Right. Yep. Perfectly said. Yep. Just to play on that a little bit, real estate is a great investment. Real estate will continue to be a good investment. We've got the data and the charts. So realtors, borrowers out there, give us a call. Let us show you how real estate can make you money. The number one thing is that if you were to put 100 grand into the stock market, you need all 100 grand to put that into the stock market for it to grow 5, 10, 15%, whatever the case may be. When you're purchasing a home, and if it's going to grow at 5, 10, 15%, you're only going to need anywhere from 3, 5, or 10% down. So let us show you how you can make some money in real estate. why waiting actually hurts your pocketbook. We're out there to help. We've got the data to show, and we will see you soon. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Harvey and Harry, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the new year.